Just a little bit of water. Thank you so much. All right, now he's gone. You want to talk trash about him? Just make fun of him behind his back.
I don't do things like that.
It's probably a good call.
I like both of you. I gave him a higher score than you, remember?
I mean, most people tend to like Justin more than me. That's fair.
It's got to be the hair.
He does have nice hair.
No, I don't know. I mean, just the lack of facial hair at the moment. I don't know.
It does make him kind of more trustworthy, doesn't it? Man, he is really doing his best to find a cup. He's gone through like every single one of these.
There's no cups?
That's what I'm looking for. Are they in the clean dishwasher? I'm sorry, I didn't realize.
I tell you, this was a journey for that water.
I didn't realize when I sent you on this quest it would be such a hard one. I thought water would be easy. I mean, if you could do a little bit less ice, that'd be great.
I have some things I was thinking about with that, like get your own.
Thank you, man. I do appreciate that.
Sure.
Ooh, it's warm. Is the cup warm or is it the water?
Cup's warm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a cup.
Yeah, it's not the water.
Yeah, that's such a weird sensation. Like the cup's hot and my water's cold.
That is strange. Kind of confuses the brain just a little bit.
Really confusing the brain.
So, one thing that I enjoy just sitting back and thinking about from time to time?
How your fingers work.
No, but that's actually a good question. One of the things that I try to reflect on is first world problems. So there was one that I came across just a couple days ago, maybe on Tuesday or Monday, which was in fact a first world problem. So one, the fact that we live in a society that has indoor plumbing, in addition to commercial cleaning. And I was on my way to the restroom, and it was closed for cleaning.
Man, commercial cleaning is a really polite way of saying we have a janitor, like janitorial staff.
Yeah.
Did you guys notice that it looked different today?
Yeah.
Yes, the soap dispensers are new.
Did they put new tile up too, or is it just the soap?
I didn't notice the tile.
I don't know. It just looked nicer than what it had. I don't know.
I was hung up on the soap dispensers.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for the automatic ones. We have automatic towels, but why can't we get automatic soap? And we lost our automatic soap.
I was going to say it was automatic.
How many times do you go in there and you try to put your hands under the sink and it doesn't come out? Does that ever happen to you?
Well, I always use the same sink that is dependable, which is the second from the left.
I'm not going to lie, with the new soap dispensers today, since they're big and black and bulky, I thought they might be automatic, so I was waving my hands around it. First I started underneath, and then I was like, oh, maybe it's the weirdest sensor in the world, and you have to wave over top of it. And then eventually, after about a minute of me just waving my hands frantically around the sink, I finally just pressed on the top to get my foamy soap. But
soap smelled good.
I'm glad no one saw that or knows about it.
Yeah, usually it's nice, because the old restroom at the home office, it was like a single stall, single urinal. But here we got, we've moved up in the world. Somebody could be in there, and then just, that's all you could write, for the whole day.
Oh, man. But,
yeah, so the, whatchamacallit? Yeah, so anyway, I walked to the restroom, closed for cleaning. I had to walk all the way down to the first floor to use the bathroom. And I didn't have my keys on me, so I had to go get my keys. And in the brief moment that I was upset about having to go back and get my keys, I'm like, this is totally a first world problem.
It is a first
world. You just go behind the building, or you dig a hole and you squat. And
that's in a third world, right?
First world, third world. Yeah, I don't know.
The first world's our current world, right?
Oh, is it?
Yes. Yeah, we live in a first world society.
Do we though?
I don't know.
Most of us.
I know we're not second world. Second world's communism, right? They used to call second world countries communist countries.
I've never heard first and second referred to. I've always heard third world. I never thought about it.
Well, I thought it was first world was capitalist countries and our allies. Second world was communists and Russia and their allies,
like North Korea and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
I guess I think North Korea is their own little world. And then third world countries, I think originally were countries that just were not allied either way.
Mm-hmm.
And we're trying to stay out of it.
Speaking of North Korea, have you seen their leader lately? Have you seen pictures of him?
I have not seen
Who's
that.
that?
It's like he's done Weight Watchers because he looks so
Really?
much skinnier.
Who?
Yeah. Kung Jao, whatever.
Kim Jong Un.
Yeah, he's lost a lot of weight, and they
Really?
said that there was concern because in their society, having weight is a good thing.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
he
yeah.
wants to live longer, so he lost weight. So yeah,
Wow.
he looks like a skinnier.
He's a
skinnier
pretty
version.
young guy, isn't he? Isn't he?
He
like
was.
in
He
his
just looked old
30s?
because he was heavy, and now he's skinny. So
Interesting.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Are we congratulating?
look, I'm not sure if that's a good
This
thing or
episode
a
is
bad
brought to you by the Democratic People's Republic of North Korea. You have a choice in Korea, so we implore you to pick the best one.
thing. Go
There
south.
is one. Only
North
one
Korea, best Korea.
Huh.
All right, so we just ended up on a government watch.
the FCC totally is picking us up. For that.
Next, we'll say Syria, and we'll say Lebanon, or not Lebanon, Libya.
Everybody
So-
out there, clearly I'm joking.
So what is?
You have to say that nowadays. People will assume I'm being serious.
So what is your Marshall? What is your favorite first world problem?
First world problem or
Uh-huh.
first world country?
First world problem.
I have a favorite third world country if that helps. It's Costa Rica. Very nice and lovely country.
That's not third world
Yeah.
country.
Weren't they classified as a third world country?
No. They're middling income. They're like second.
So they're a first world country now.
Well, I don't know.
I was going by the classical definition of
I mean,
not
I thought
aligned
we'd
with
say
the
like
US.
Haiti or something like that.
Oh, Haiti?
Yeah.
I guess Haiti's okay. I don't have anything against Haiti.
but not a country like a thing like first world problems like losing your internet or power being out or something like that. Being out of
No air
3D
conditioning?
Crunch Doritos. It's like
yeah, that is a first world problem.
Yeah.
Not being able to get Doritos lately.
yeah.
Anything in the grocery store. It looks like the snow season already hit. The
Yeah.
grocery store's empty.
Well, it doesn't help that it's snowing every weekend here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
I guess first world problem is when you have a car with the little kicker that unlocks the car door,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't work.
and you're just slightly too far away from it for it to work as you're walking.
Yeah.
Fun
That is a
fact:
good
you can
one.
take those clickers, and if you put them underneath your chin, it'll actually extend the range of it.
Really? Why is that?
Yeah, open up your mouth, extend, and put underneath your chin. It will
Uh-huh.
extend the range.
Do you have to extend some sort of vocal noise?
So
No.
did you know it works the same if you hold it or if you do that? Or did you do like a science project or something? Or?
I mean, I've literally tested this because I read this, I went, "That's BS," and then I did it, and I was like, "Oh, it works." I know.
What's the advantage of that? Why would you want to extend the range? Like most people lock their car right outside their car.
Well, I mean, just in case I need to lock my car from 10
So
feet
can
away.
you lock it from here?
Too far?
No, I'm parked out front today.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird that I had to think about that.
Well, you just want to make sure.
I have
You're
done
gonna
it.
go out there and be like, "Hey, where's my car?" It's out there somewhere.
No lie, I've done that before where I've just walked outside in the parking lot and been like, "Where's my car?" And then I'll realize I parked in a different parking lot, and I'm like, "Oh,
Dude, there's
there."
50 cars out there. It's a lot easier than it used to be. It used to be, man, we can
Yeah.
see our cars.
Yeah. Now you kind of get your same spot every day.
Yeah, you don't have to
pretty
worry
much.
about leaving at lunch or
Yeah, if you leave for
Yeah.
lunch, you don't have to worry about parking all the way in the back."
Yeah.
EFE. So yeah,
What about you, Scott? What's your favorite first world problem?
never really thought about it. I still remember the age where people didn't have a computer at home,
Mm-hmm.
I remember that.
and I remember having floppy disks
Mm-hmm.
I hated floppy
and
disks.
little hard disks, little 3.5 hard disk and stuff. And what else? First world issue. I don't know. I've never really thought about it.
Okay. Well, let it get back to us on it after you think about it.
First world.
First world problems, man.
Yeah.
First world. So we're the
First world, apparently.
Okay.
And our allies.
Not having your cell phone would be a first world problem because
It would?
I mean, that would be like. Have you ever left your house without your cell phone? And
Yeah,
you're
it
like,
feels
oh,
weird.
crap! And you go home and get it, or do you come without it?
It depends on how far away I am.
Yeah. But you know what? That feeling is actually quite liberating, I will say, not having it.
What about your wallet? You ever done that where you accidentally didn't bring your wallet?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
terrifying.
Yeah, that is more. Yeah, I'm definitely more scared of that than leaving a cell phone.
Did you do the butt check on the way here? It's like, oh, is it there? You know,
front pocket?
oh, front
Yeah,
pocket.
I give it in the front pocket, man.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot harder to steal.
Some
that
people
way.
put it in their car. They just
it's a
leave it in their car.
generational thing. I think Scott's of the
Yeah, I know people who
previous
do,
generation from us, right?
Yeah. Do you have little pictures in your wallet too?
No.
The little plastic things. Here, let me show you. No, I don't have one. Just kidding.
I have
Do you
pictures.
have pictures
Yeah.
of your wallet like that? No.
I do. They're mostly of me, and they're all in plastic cards. But you know,
You mean your
Get out free
driver's
jail cards?
license?
Yeah.
yeah. My driver's license. I carry that around with me just in case.
Just
I'm
in
driving.
case.
Carry that.
I got some identification in there.
Oh, we want to compare what's in our wallets?
Yeah, let's go through my wallet and let's see
Let's
what's
see
in
what we
there.
got here. All right, so we got money. Anybody got cash? I got cash.
I got a little bit.
I have $18 in cash.
I
10,
got $42.
Dang, I lost.
$10.
I got my COVID vaccine card.
Oh, sick! I have a library card. That's awesome.
Nice.
I have an
And
expired
license.
fishing license.
Check out this picture.
Ooh, that is an old picture of you, man.
Yeah, that's like
You have no hair.
All right, let's
Yeah.
look at it.
Are you wearing clothes in that driver's license photo?
that's from
You look
like
like
Did
a
they let you do
lineman.
that in the buff?
He looks like he's at boot camp or something. The very first
Oh man,
day.
that's my original student ID at Longwood.
what? Holy
I know.
cow!
I was really young, huh?
You look confused. You're like, you're outside.
Well, I asked my brother, like, because the school, I sent them a picture. They rejected it because there was something in the background.
Uh-huh.
So I asked my brother, hey, can you take a photo of me real quick? So without, like, me saying I'm ready, he just snaps a photo and throws my phone back at me, as your little brother does, and refused to do another photo. So I sent it to them, and they agreed to keep it.
I don't know what happened to my college
This
ID.
was before I
I think
had,
I
like,
moved
a-
on.
I have mine at home.
I don't even. It's been years.
I have a
Decades.
card for CPAPs,
I have an angelic coin.
an angelic coin.
Yeah.
I have an insurance card. That's probably useless. A
I
sheet's
got
Probably useless.
credit cards, library cards.
GameStop
GameStop.
Power Up card.
I got.
Anyone got Costco?
No, I got Sam's Club.
Ooh, I got some loose gift cards.
I got some gift cards. I got 2 different libraries. Let's see what else. A lot of credit cards.
Lots of credit cards.
Yeah, it's really funny that
M-Life
we each
card.
have a different, like, of us randomly selected 3, we each have a different style wallet. So Scott has the traditional trifold, and Marshall has the bifold with ID slot.
I like the Is it camouflage
Oh, look.
or just some sort of
I
pattern?
found a railway ticket for the Las Vegas monorail.
That's
Oh,
cool.
that'll be useful someday. You know, if you save that for 100 years, it'll be worth nothing.
Probably. What else I got in here? That seems to be it. I got my
they have a
social security
monorail.
card.
No wonder I got so tired. They didn't have a monorail when I went.
Yeah, it's like on the backside of the casinos.
I never went on the back. I don't know.
Yeah, you have to look for it. It's hidden. They don't want you to know. They want you to take an Uber.
So,
It was like all of $6 for a full day.
That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Okay, that's the last stuff I have a receipt.
Nice.
That's useless to me.
have you ever read the one in Virginia Beach, the new one, the Tide, or Norfolk, the Tide yet?
The Tide? No.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't go to Norfolk.
I haven't.
Yeah.
I've heard about it. I haven't wrote it.
Direct deposits slip for a bank account I no longer have.
I thought maybe that was for your, so you can get your pay slips back, your paper pay slips.
No, they don't pay
Should
me.
we read that account number aloud on the show?
He said it's not valid.
I know.
I don't think it's valid. And some old ATM slips. I should really clean this out.
It seems
Well, you
like
know,
this is
with,
a good time for it.
and I have a vaccine card.
Excellent.
I'm now accepting offers for it.
Antonio Brown might be in the market.
There we
Yeah,
go. That's
Well,
excellent.
Now
We
we've
should,
gone
we
through
should
that.
probably start the show.
Should start the show. I'm going to clean out my wallet. Let's go for it.
Sounds good.
Warning! You are about to start listening to Punch the Clock, a podcast hosted by 2 self-proclaimed cooperate professionals, Marshall and Justin, recorded entirely in their company's break room. Marshall claims to be the perfect man, but if that's his idea of perfection, I'd hate to see what imperfect is. Justin claims to be Will Arnett's best friend. However, a restraining order says otherwise. Finally, warning, please leave the show now before the podcast starts in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Punch the Clock, guys, the only podcast that can be legally classified as a first world problem. I'm your host, Marshall, filling in for Justin today.
Oh, I'm Marshall, filling in for Justin today?
I'm Marshall.
That was really confusing.
It was an easy bit, and you really dropped it, bud.
Anyway, well, today...
we introduce our guests. We got...
sorry.
We have Scott G here today. How are you doing, Scott?
I am wonderful.
Scott G is a second-time returner.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
So,
3 strikes are out. Yeah.
Has our rating changed at all, by the way? Have we gone up
the
as
scale
co-workers?
went higher, so instead of 1 to 7, you're like 1 to 20.
Oh, 1 to 20?
Yeah,
Wow.
1 to 20.
Even
So,
23.
it's a lot of like micro. It's a lot of like micro.
There's a lot of
adjustments.
factors and stuff. Yeah, I don't rate people. That's not very nice. This isn't, those other things the millennials do. Where you slide left or
millennials
right.
do.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean Tinder?
Yeah, not Tinder.
Is there a rating app now just to see how hot you are?
I don't know. You should go on there. I don't know.
Maybe
Find
I'll
it.
create that app. People are vain enough to use it.
yeah.
There's an app for everything these days.
Just like social, like not as like a dating thing, but just like a social thing.
Just
Yeah.
find out how attractive you are.
That's right.
How much do we
Other
like this
people.
person? He thinks he's a 9. Everyone else says he's a 2.
Oh, that'd be bonkers if they put on there, like, what is your perceived hotness scale? And you're like, I'm a 10, and people rate you as a 2. It's like, I guess I'm not.
It's like
You're hot
I'm
in
a
some
2 in
circles.
LA, but a 10 in Jersey.
Or I was thinking Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Or like North Dakota.
It's
or
like
Alaska.
regional based, like you get stats. So
Northwest Territory, So
It's not even local people rating your
No,
attractiveness.
no.
It's a worldwide rating.
by region, by state,
we could be
by
like
locality.
businesses. We could be stars. Everybody give you so many stars.
Stars? You think?
Marshall's, an average of 3.6 stars. He's
Rough.
It's so
roughly
degrading.
reliable.
That's so awful.
People will sign up for it. People like to be degraded.
Yeah, which is
No, people like the idea of sorting and stuff like that. They like that.
Yeah. People like to be put in these little confined boxes.
I mean, how many times have you gone into a restaurant before you go in? Do you look it up on your phone to see, okay, what did other people think of it?
I do look at the ratings because sometimes you do find a bad restaurant. I will say this. Don't particularly like Yelp or the reviews. I have found that a lot of restaurants are a lot better now, though. Because it seems like they have to try a little bit harder.
You also have to put in the context, people that are complaining give negative rating, what does that say about them?
Yeah. I've been on Yelp or Google reviews or whatever have you before, and it's like 1-star rating. Parking was like 3 blocks away. It's like, well, that's not their fault.
yeah.
It's you weren't very good at parallel parking, or...
Yeah.
My thing is when you get, say it's on a 5-star scale, and they give them 4 stars, like, they were wonderful, the best ever. You gave them 4 stars.
Yeah.
It's like, why didn't you give them 5? Well, there's always a little extra something they could have done. Like, what, free
What, foot
rolls?
massage you?
Yeah.
I mean, like, what
gotta
should
be
have been
specific.
free? So,
Yeah.
anyways.
Well,
Anyway, rate us 5 stars on the Google Podcast.
he's talking over
I think
rating.
that could be an
Spotify.
incomplete, and the finished product's not ready yet. So,
Yeah. Spotify actually does have a rating system now. They just added it.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
what's your rating so far?
I don't know. I think we're at 5 stars
Yeah.
so far.
We have like 1 rating on Apple Podcasts.
Apple Podcasts does have ratings for us. Unfortunately, the podcast app for like us, the creator, does not work. I've contacted Apple saying like, hey, none of my metrics are there. I know because I get the metrics from a different website. And they essentially told me, go to hell.
Wow.
It's your
Really?
fault.
You
Seriously?
mean go to IBM or
Yeah, pretty much. They were just like, that's a bummer, dude. They've
so
done
sad for
nothing
you.
to help.
Yeah, anything that Apple doesn't like immediately touch, they consider third party, and they don't associate themselves with it.
Apple's like, what do you care? You're not a million view podcast. We're not going to bother.
But we're going to be. We're going to be. Especially because today is officially Punch the Clock Day. National Punch the Clock Day.
Yep,
January 27th.
Have you either ever punched a clock in your life?
Yeah, I have.
Like literally punched a clock?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It wasn't very good business.
Probably
I just wondered. I haven't done it in a while, so.
I would say the only job I had that
Too long.
had that was a clock like that was I worked at a water park. And oh gosh, I might have been
You worked at a water
14 or 15, yeah.
Did
Is
you
it like a famous
the
one?
Way Back? Have you ever seen that movie? Was
What's
it like
it?
that? Like the Way Back?
What do you mean?
There's a movie called The Way Back.
I haven't seen
Oh,
it.
you should see it. Oh, it's a great. Maybe it'll make you think of your days at the water park.
Yeah. Well, I guess it wasn't much of a clock. It was a swipe card. So does that count?
Kind
It
of.
was like a digital clock. You had to swipe your card in.
You never had to put where you take your card, you punch it. I've never either. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had the swipe card system. I think one place I worked at is a temp had like a punch.
Did you ever do your own payroll anywhere you worked?
No, I wish.
I had that once. First job I had out of college, I would do my own payroll. It's like, how many hours did I work this week? Oh, I worked 116 hours. That is awesome. Look at that. So,
Look at me go.
in a 2-week period, yeah. Not in 1 week. Got to sleep.
Makes sense. So to say, you were really hustling that week.
Yeah.
No, my boss was like, "You're making more money than me." I'm like, "I worked more than you." So
What job was that? What kind of job was
I
that?
was a security manager.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, it sounded good.
Like loss prevention type?
No, I managed security guards.
Oh,
So,
I see.
Mhm.
Nice, nice.
Turnover is about 100% a year. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, maybe 80 if we had a good year.
Yeah.
I can see that.
I mean, we paid the same amount that they used to make 20 years ago. So
Mm.
Did you ever have a security guard not be so secure? Like cause issues?
yeah, we had an incident once at a certain state agency where they were fooling around and they were all asleep or fooling around with each other.
Oh, well, that's not good.
So we fired the entire shift. So.
That's impressive.
But yeah, we didn't really play around. No, so
I can see that.
that's like in a distant past though.
Yeah, I guess you wouldn't really want to.
That's a quick callback. Scott was asserting dominance.
Assert your dominance, man.
If there wasn't much to talk about.
Fair enough. Well, today's Punch the Clock Day, an actual official holiday.
Yeah, so can I read this quick?
Yeah, go for it.
So this is what I found online on a website that looks like it hadn't been updated since probably the year 2000. It seemed to be written in HTML by probably some MySpace user at some point. It says, event is always January 27th. Every once in a while you come upon a special day that just defies definition. Punch the Clock Day is one of those days. Despite all of our research, we found no content information on the internet to define the purpose or meaning of this day, and you won't find information about today in the old encyclopedias either. But Punch the Clock Day is prolific on e-card and calendar websites, so it must truly be an important day of the year. So, there it is. Happy Punch the Clock Day. It's our day today.
A nothing holiday for a nothing podcast.
That's pretty rough, huh?
Yeah.
Well,
Man.
yeah.
Why do you think some of these holidays exist? Like, is it like a cash grab, maybe?
Punch the Clock is because the manufacturers that made the clocks wanted to have something to recognize. Like, there's National Donut Day, National Dog Day, National You Scratch Your Back Day,
So you think it's
National
companies?
Massage Day.
Okay. It's just
definitely-
companies trying to
it's-
cash in.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's
That
got
makes
to be
sense.
somebody's angle,
Yeah, yeah.
That makes sense.
So, I mean, 27th, what else is significant about today? I don't know. I haven't looked at Wikipedia yet, so I don't know. Because Wikipedia's everything.
Don't think there's anything really significant.
I can't think of any significant events in my life, January 27th. I'm trying to think. Drawing a blank.
Yeah, nothing here.
No, I ain't got
Yeah.
nothing.
Do you think these national holidays are first world problems?
Are ruining America? Yes.
Yeah.
How dare they?
We should make our own. What do we want to have? A national...
What do you think the dumbest holiday we could make would be?
Oh,
National Lilies Day. I don't think that's... I'm staring at this plant right in front of me, and I'm pretty sure I just named the wrong plant.
Is it? Yeah, it's not lily. Lilies are fragrant, and aren't they typically at funerals?
how about National Weed Whacking Day, where we celebrate all of the weed whacking?
That's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Although, in California, you hear about their new law.
Yeah, you can't buy a gas...
Yeah, you got to have an electric weed
You're
whacker.
kidding.
That's so disappointing.
Wow.
I have an electric
That's
weed whacker, but a gas, man, it's just something about revving it up and letting it go until
Yeah.
it explodes.
Plus it makes that noise.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know that weed whacker noise.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. It's like that,
And you
that
wake up
high-pitched hum.
your neighbor's baby because you hate your neighbor.
And so why
great.
take it out on the baby?
Well, let's take it out on the parents. Baby will be fine. He won't even remember. To the credit of the electric ones, they are a lot better than what they used to be.
Yeah.
I had a neighbor had an electric mower, and he'd mow his yard like in slow segments. So after the course of the whole summer, he'd mow the whole yard. Like he'd mow a row, and then he'd stop for the day, and then he'd mow a row, stop for the day.
Charge your battery.
I don't know. I mean,
You ever see the ones that are like plugged into a wall?
Mm-hmm.
That feels useless.
It's like
Right.
a vacuum cleaner.
you just need a really long
A
extension
lot of
cord.
extension cords.
Yeah.
Anyway, y'all want to get on to some listener mail?
Sure. Yeah.
All right, this one jumped out to me because they need help. The title is Cat.
Cat again?
Help! How can I train my cat to walk a tightrope? Parentheses. It's an emergency. Sincerely, Ronald McDonald and Callie. How do we train this cat, boys?
Well, you could have a tree house and run a rope from it, i.e. a Home Alone style, and then you could set it on fire and see what happens.
The cat or...
The tightrope.
Okay. Nothing teaches like fear, I guess.
He'll run for his life.
We got
literally.
cruel pretty quickly.
Can you train cats? Like, are cats
That would be
trainable?
my first
I
question.
think they train their humans.
Yeah.
Hey,
You have cats, don't you?
No, hold on. I'm allergic to cats.
Yeah.
I love
Okay.
cats, but no, they love me. But
I feel like cats know if you're allergic to them, and they zone in on you to rub up against your leg.
Yeah. That seems to be always the thing.
Train the cat. I feel like you can't actively train a cat to do something.
cat,
They resist. I think you gotta do it like subtly, like put a tightrope and put a treat where they can only get to it through the tightrope.
Well, make one of those cat houses and have maybe that's better than a tree house. You don't have to
Cat
do a lot.
house?
Yeah, cat house. You know, you've seen the cat towers.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
towers.
put just they can do all sorts of things. They're crazy creatures.
Yeah.
They
Imagine
climb
if
up
we-
walls and
If we had human towers like cat towers. Just little couches suspended like in a tower tree.
you mean like a double decker sofa?
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
It was in the Lego movie. Yeah, double decker couch.
Oh, that sounds awesome. I feel like I need to make one of those.
A double-decker
What if
couch.
it's just like armchairs?
But then they were talking about in
in a
the
tree.
Lego movie, like then you'd have somebody sit in front of you, their legs hanging down. You know,
Mhm,
so
mhm.
Yeah. Doesn't make sense. You'd almost have to offset the couches. Not what
Right.
we were talking about originally, but
Yeah.
now I want
But,
that.
but a cat, yeah. No, cats will choose to do what they want to do.
True.
Are they enticed by food like dogs are?
I feel like
Not
they're
as
food
much.
motivated.
Not as much.
No.
No, I mean,
Can't-
my dog will beg and beg and beg and beg.
I know
No matter what I'm
cats-
eating.
Cats like cans of tuna, right?
I-
They go
that's-
nuts for it, right?
Some cats might, yeah. I don't know. I used to have cats, but
All right, what you do is you take a cat, put it in a tree, like Scott said, tie the rope across to the house, and that's the only way it can get down. It will learn out of necessity.
So wait, why was he trying to train this cat to do this?
Did not say it. Literally, what I read you was the entire email.
Okay, so I do have an idea. A quick callback.
It's an emergency, by the way.
I know, a quick callback.
No
So,
time.
remember the cat harness?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I think what you do is you set up two lines, and like one above and one below, and it's almost like a what's that thing when you go treetop to treetop?
Zip line?
Zip lining, yeah. So you set up a zip line for the cat in the harness, and then they have a rope, tight rope just below where they're just, basically barely touching it, like they're making contact with it, and you slide them along in the harness
Until they learn.
until they learn how to
you
do
guys have
it.
a lot of resources here.
Yeah, so they're like just paddling basically, right?
We weren't given the budget.
They're just
or the
paddling.
tree. We don't. Tree house,
That'd be my
Treehouse,
zip
recommendation.
line.
I feel like cat tree would be a little bit more affordable.
You could put them on a balance beam. That's kind of like a type.
Start with something like
Start with
thick and
something
solid.
and just see. He'll probably look at you like, what are you doing?
Take like not a 2x4. What am I thinking of? 2x1 or something. Like a small thin board and lay it
Mhm.
across.
Like a 1x1.
Yeah, like a 1x1,
Mhm.
and then
Hold it.
replace the 1x1 once he figures out the 1x1 to get to the can of tuna. I don't know why I'm stuck on the can of tuna, but I'm there. Get it there, replace it, maybe? Replace that board after he's learned how to do it with a rope, and then you got tight, that's a hard word to say now.
Tightrope.
Roping cat.
Yeah, thank you.
Tightroping cat.
You could go on the road with that. You know how many people would show up?
At least 3.
I think more cats than anything. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't-
probably.
Yeah.
I think that's a venture you should branch out on. Every circus needs it. You should go up to a circus if you can find one. Be like, hey, I got an act for you.
I'm a one-man traveling circus. Here is my cat, Fluffy, the tight-roping cat. It will be $20, no refunds.
Cash only, please.
The quickest show on earth.
There's someone that comes out and like gets the crowd all amped up, and there's like this whole like pre-show, and then all of a sudden Fluffy comes out, walks across, gets the tuna, and the show's over. Lights come back on.
Show's done. Thank you. Good night.
No, they didn't say this tightrope was high in the air. It could be like 2 inches off the ground.
It could be 2 inches. They didn't specify.
It's more of like a slack
Have you ever been
line.
on a tightrope? Have you ever done that? Like, you ever go to Defy or whatever it is?
Defy?
Defy, it's the trampoline park north of town.
I haven't.
They have like a tightrope, and you can walk on it and try to balance, and then fall off into the fluff.
See, I've done balance beams, and I tried a slack line one time. I didn't do very good at it, but no, I've never tried a tightrope. I don't think.
We can get one for you.
Seems kind of hard.
Yeah, I think there's potential that we can rename this segment "First World Problems" from our listeners.
No, this is an emergency.
No.
Why?
They said it was an emergency. I don't know.
Why, would it be third world? Did they eat their cats or what?
Good lord.
Probably.
I don't know.
Are there more cats than dogs in the world? What would be your guess?
More cats or dogs?
Yeah.
Probably cats. I feel like they thrive in the wild, right?
The feral cats?
Yeah, like a feral cat.
Yeah. I would say it's probably... I don't know. I can't believe that it's like a big gap. Like maybe it's... Like maybe if it is more cats and dogs, maybe it's like 55-45. But I can't see it being like a very big
80-20.
gap. Yes, exactly. Yeah.
You know, I'm going to find out real quick. I'll keep talking.
My wife was talking about something this morning. They said some wildlife was saying, don't invite big cats into your house because they're cold. People are concerned about mountain lions and stuff like that because it's so cold outside. And my wife was like, I was reading it said, what's the last thing you ever said? Here, kitty.
Come on in.
Come on in, and it eats you.
Gosh, that is awful.
No, I had cats at one point. I had 10 cats. Was the most I ever had.
10 at one time.
That sounds unnecessary.
We took in a cat and it was pregnant. It had 3 kittens, and then it got pregnant again. Had 6 more kids, and then we slimmed down to 3 cats. We kept this one. It was emotionally disturbed eventually, but it's 3 cats.
Wow.
But they were never inside. They were in the garage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my
They're all outdoor.
They were outdoor. They'd come and go, and it's cats, they'll come back to you if you feed them.
Yeah.
If you want a cat, just leave out food, and or maybe a raccoon. So. What did you find out, Marshall? Did you find out more cats or dogs?
I found out that we don't have an accurate count on cats.
You mean there's no census?
We believe the estimate for cats in the world is either 220 million or 600 million plus.
That's a big range.
That's a huge
It's a very huge cat.
Wait, they have a dartboard out and just threw it at randomly? So.
All right, let me look up how many dogs are in the world.
Yeah.
Apparently, we're very accurate with dogs. We know there's 470 million dogs in the world. I wonder why why are cats so hard to count? Actually, I guess cats would be kind of hard to count. Dogs come up to you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
registration? I don't know.
Like, are we talking like domestic type cats?
Nope, just all
cats. So, I mean, there's probably wild cats out there that
So
you can't get your...
So the answer is whatever census you believe in. There's either less cats out there or more cats out there. But we know for a fact there's 470 million dogs in the world.
That's less than I would expect.
Yeah, it's a lot less. You would think maybe like 1 billion.
I don't know. On my street alone, I have more dogs than people. Everybody has dogs. That's like 10 houses really have a dog.
That's weird, isn't it?
And then you see people you didn't even know they had dogs because you never see them outside walking their dog. And you're like, oh, you have a dog. I never would have known.
I feel bad for that dog.
They don't get out.
Maybe they walk when I walk by, when I'm not out there. I don't know.
No, man.
Yeah.
I like to believe they still walk their dogs.
Be good to your dogs.
Yeah,
They're
please be good
to
to your dogs. Listener, we know that doesn't help you, but
SPCC,
more information
is listening,
We did get a listener call, which was a fact check from last week's episode. So 2 quick fact checks, one of which that we knew. the first one is the moisture wicking shirts that we were kind of saying, like, you know, they wick moisture away, but then like, where does it go? And so this listener had said that the shirts are actually effective as opposed to wearing a cotton shirt where the sweat just sits on you. And then we did talk about if you need to text 911, you can do so.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, so our first listener call, not live on the air. I don't even know how this listener got our number, but they just called to fact check us.
You know, it's when you stepped away for a moment, Marshall gave out your phone number.
Yeah.
To everybody out there.
Yeah.
But he advised the best times to call is between 10 and 6.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Now, listeners, if you want to get in touch with me, please only call between the hours of 5:52 p.m. and 5:59 p.m. I'm still on one of the old minutes plans, and I cannot accrue those roaming charges.
Anything after 6.
Well, anything before 5:50 also I get charged. I'm not doing well.
Very narrow window, yeah.
Very narrow. I really got to move off of Verizon. Really just shotgun spraying the companies that will never pay for advertisement from us, huh?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Anyway, I got a new segment for y'all because...
A new segment?
Yep. Nice. I am going to describe a show that I've been watching to y'all. I want y'all to know this. It's a beloved show.
Okay.
People love this show. Now, I want y'all to tell me if you would actually listen to this show. That's all you gotta do. After I'm done. I've only seen the first season of this, by the way. So this show that I'm watching is about a bunch of friends living in a city. All of these people are terrible to each other. Really quite jerks and everything. It kind of just starts off with, like, their relationships. There's not really much of a character development. It does start to become funny after a while. Mm-hmm. It kind of just follows their daily lives, what they do. These wacky situations they get into. Mm-hmm. There's love interest. Everybody it kind of feels like everybody at some point is going to date everybody. I don't know. I've only watched one season of this so far. Mm-hmm. It's in the city, New York City, and there's a lot of catchphrases, jokes.
I think I know what show you're talking about.
All right, what show is this?
Can I ask a couple follow-up questions?
Sure, ask me some questions.
Is "how you doing" one of the key phrases?
It comes up.
Is it 3 males and 3 females that has the main characters?
I believe so, yeah.
Do they spend a lot of time at a certain coffee shop nearby their house?
They do spend a lot of time in that coffee shop.
Do they sit on the same couch and chair every time at the coffee
Seems
house?
to be reserved for them.
It's not where I was going.
It's not the best show I've ever seen.
Did it come out before you were born?
Don't think so.
What year were you born?
I was born in 92, just giving out personal information to
That was
everybody.
after.
Yeah, it was after. Yeah, you were 2 when it came out.
Let me look it up.
You could have been talking about How I Met Your Mother, but
Well, there's another one.
That show does feel like it's literally a carbon copy update of this show.
What platform do you watch this on?
I am watching it on HBO Max.
Okay, yeah.
it used to be on CBS.
That's definitely what you're thinking, Scott.
In the first
did they have a
season,
reunion special recently?
maybe. I don't know. In the first season, they do something that most shows do once they've jumped the shark, and they gave a main character a monkey.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a move you normally don't see until like season 6 or 7 of show.
Can we guess now?
Yeah, feel free if y'all know
Friends.
it.
Oh, yeah.
It's Friends. I don't understand why people like it so much.
Really?
I'm like, maybe because I don't have the nostalgia, but I'm like one season in, and I didn't laugh at an episode until episode 7. I want you all to know that.
You didn't watch it when it was actually on the air, and I think that impacts it a little bit. It's just not
I don't have these like nostalgia fondness for it, so I'm kind of just going into it dry.
Okay, so yeah.
Now I will say after episode 7, it does get better, but like it was 7 episodes before I laughed at a joke in this show.
It's okay. It's not for all millennials.
I'm going to keep going through it and keep watching it and see if it gets better.
So what shows would you prefer over that? Like, what do you watch now?
Lately, I have been watching Final Space. That's been pretty good.
Never heard of it.
It's an obscure show. It's supposed to be a comedy show, then ended up being way more serious than I thought it would be. It's animated. It's kind of like that adult animation kind of deal.
Oh, okay.
That's not bad.
What else?
I'm trying to think of what else I've watched. I've watched a lot of things lately. I've been watching the Book of Boba Fett. It's been.
Did you see the last episode?
Last episode was good.
Oh, you saw the one that came out yesterday?
Yeah.
So were you confused which show you were watching?
Nah, I mean...
Was it a little slow? My neighbor and I were talking about it this morning. It's a little slow.
The TV show itself is really slow.
Uh-huh.
It kind of feels like it's supposed to be like a mob movie. Kind of like The Godfather or something.
It's more like a Western. Like the other one...
The Mandalorian.
Mandalorian was more like a Western.
Spaghetti Western. This is like Western Mafia movie.
It's really slow.
It's very slow. I feel like it's going to explode in the last couple episodes.
And then you'll be left with the hang
maybe wanting a little bit more, but yeah, it's been a tough watch. And
yeah,
that really bad Vespa space scooter scene that they had was god awful.
I was talking to people about that. I said, "What was that?" That was like some sort of bad Back to the Future moment in the middle of that. It was just weird.
It was bad. It's like, oh, he did a wall ride. I'm like, on a hover scooter. Why would I be impressed that someone's riding on a wall and something?
Did you have a Phantom Menace flashback when they took the spaceship out last night and they were flying around the canyon? Did you have?
Oh yeah, where they did
this is really cool special effects 20 years ago, but look, we're going to do it again.
Yeah, it's like here's the pod racer scene again.
Yeah, that's
it's
what
like,
I really felt like.
Well, I think it's because I think people want nostalgia. Even if you didn't like a thing, if you see it again, you'd be like, I know that thing, and then you're happy.
So does that mean they're going to bring Jar Jar Binks back?
That would be the greatest thing that they could do to Star Wars.
Yeah.
I would be so happy if they brought Jar Jar Binks back for any moment.
Yeah.
So what's Star Wars?
It's about these wars with these stars.
So they got far, far away.
Kim Kardashian's in it. She fights Pete Davidson, and then they start dating.
And they wear buns on their heads.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
Is that the Beam Me Up, Scotty? Is that Star
Sounds
Wars?
right. Now, there's some sort of battle star in it.
I thought it was Babylon. Wasn't it called Babylon 5?
Maybe. I think there's some sort of gate.
Or wormhole or something?
There's like a gate that goes to the stars at some point.
Oh, like Stargate, yeah. Yeah. Or is it like Spaceballs, where the giant turns into a vacuum?
That might be it. I mean, Spaceballs is the only thing we respect on this show.
Yeah.
Or have seen. I don't know, have y'all been watching anything good recently? Because, like, I'm watching Friends, and I'm kind of...
I watched Nobody.
I'm warming up to it. It's like, Nobody?
Nobody was a movie. Yeah, it was on HBO Saturday night, so I watched that.
Nobody. What was that?
It's about this guy who... what was it? His house gets robbed, and he doesn't take on the burglars, and it turns out he was like an auditor for a government agency. So he was the last person anybody would ever see before they expired.
Okay.
And so basically this whole movie...
Auditing human lives.
Yeah, he was, he killed a lot of people in the movie. It was just entertaining but violent, but yeah.
You know
I watched The Witcher, the new season of that.
Yeah, how's that?
That was alright. I don't know. My fiance liked it a lot more than I do. I have a hard time focusing on.
Did you watch The Ozarks?
I haven't seen that. Is that any good?
Yeah, that's pretty good. The last season just came out. I haven't watched it yet.
Is that 6? Season 6?
4.
4. I watched a couple episodes of the first season. Jason Bateman's good.
Yeah, he is. It's pretty entertaining. I mean, I don't know. This shows...
Oh, Peacemaker on HBO Max. The one with John Cena. That's actually pretty good.
Oh, is it? I haven't seen that.
It's violent and raunchy, so don't watch it with the kids. You've been warned.
Last week I watched I Love You Man with Paul Rudd.
Oh, yeah?
That movie, I forgot how funny that movie is.
Paul Rudd's pretty funny.
Oh my god, that movie is hilarious.
I don't know if I've seen that one.
Oh, it is. So, do you know what the
premise? No.
plot is? So basically, Paul Rudd gets engaged with what's her name? Her name's slipping my mind now. She was on The Office for a little bit. She was on Parks and Rec.
Jenna Fisher? Or?
No.
Why is Catherine Zeta-Jones pop in my head? That doesn't feel right.
No, but anyway, when I think her name...
Rashida Jones? Or?
Rashida Jones, yes, thank you.
Oh,
Rashida
Jones is why it popped in my head.
Rashida Jones. So they get engaged, and anyway, Paul Rudd basically doesn't have any male friends. So he overhears Rashida and her friends talking about that. And they're talking about who he's going to have in the wedding party. And they're not really sure because he does have a brother, but not many other guy friends to include. And, all of her girlfriends are going to be bridesmaids, but he doesn't have anyone to pair up with them.
He doesn't have bros.
Yeah. So,
no bros, man.
So he, through the movie, he's like basically trying to find like a best friend. And, his brother tries to set him up with some people, and then he ends up meeting this guy at an open house because he's a realtor. And the relationship kind of goes from there. And it's just really funny.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Lou Ferrigno's in it.
Lou Ferrigno is in
He
it.
becomes a groomsman in his wedding. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, cameo. Well, one of the side plots is that they're trying, Paul Rudd is trying to sell Lou Ferrigno's estate. And that's where he meets, what's his name? Sidney Fife? Is that what his name was? Something like that. But anyway, hilarious. It's on Netflix right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, check it out.
Love You Man. Okay.
Love You Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need more shows to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like ever since quarantine, I've really run out of things to watch. I just went through everything.
Yeah.
We watched series with my son. We watched The Middle because we love The Middle, and then we got him into Goldbergs. So, Goldbergs, pretty entertaining. Yeah,
that's what the lady from wasn't she in Bridesmaids? I forgot what her name is.
I feel like I know who you're talking about. I don't know, man. I can't keep up with these celebrities. I do want to bring this up because I'm borrowing my fiance's computer today, and we have a little bit of her Google search history. And the last thing she searched was, when did ramen become famous in America? Just a little peek into my fiance's mindset.
When did it become famous?
Actually, it's still up here. Apparently, it came to America in 1970.
What's it cost now? Because I remember it used to be like 20 cents a pack.
It's like 30 cents, and that's ridiculous.
Yeah. You
inflation's hurting all of us. It's hurting all of us, man. It's sad. I can't eat those things anymore, if I'm being honest. They make me sick.
Is that straight up wheat noodles?
Yeah, it's just wheat noodles. I don't think it's real ramen.
A lot of sodium.
Tons of sodium. Yeah. There's 1,070 grams of sodium per cup.
Y'all ever take the ramen packet and just crunch up the ramen and pour the packet in there and just eat it like chips?
No.
Am I the only one that's ever been that lazy?
I think that's how you're getting sick.
Probably. It makes a nice little crunchy snack. That's all I'm going to say.
That's high on my list.
But anyways, just convince y'all to watch the show Friends.
I watch it.
Yeah, I love Friends. I think Friends is great.
So does it actually get better? Because so far, I think all the characters are pretty terrible people.
So I think it does.
Except for maybe Joey.
I think with any show, what I found success with watching new shows is that you start at season 3 after the characters kind of developed a little bit, and then you find a character you identify with, and then you go back and watch. After you finish the whole season, then you go back and watch.
All right. So is this one of those shows where it's the first season sucks and then the rest of it's good?
Well, part of it is you have your expectations because you've heard so much about it.
I guess.
The later seasons were better. Now, you said you would associate. Who would you associate with the 3 guys? You got Ross, Chandler, and Joey. Who would you say?
So I think Chandler and Joey are my entertainment because Chandler's very sarcastic, and for me that's what I find entertaining. Joey, he's just Joey, gotta love him.
Joey's just a himbo.
Who?
A himbo.
What's that?
A male bimbo, a himbo.
A himbo.
Just a nice, pleasant guy hanging out.
Yeah.
And all right, so what about the ladies? If you were married to any one of those 3, not the real life actresses, which one would you choose?
I'd probably
Phoebe.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
I'd go Rachel.
Yeah, I think most people would.
Yeah.
There's
That'd be my least favorite.
Right? So you've got Phoebe, and then I feel like Rachel's middle of the road, and then Monica is all the way to the other side. You know what I mean? Personality wise.
Yeah. Just wait until you get to the part where they play ping pong together, and you'll see a whole new side of her.
Okay.
Do you remember that Monica when they play? They're playing. Who's she playing in ping pong? Oh, I don't remember now, but she got really competitive. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Monica's pretty fun. The show it definitely gets better. I've watched it several times, but it's amazing. When you play trivia with people for friends, how obscure of things they pick. Because people just know that frontwards and backwards. Mm-hmm. So
that's fair.
Yeah. Do you watch The Conners?
I do not.
Yeah, it's another show I watch.
right, well, we should probably move on to today's newest episode topic and newest Debate Me Coward. There's the sound effect right there. What was our question for today?
Question was, which Scott picked, what is... Are we going to start with this one? What is illegal? What is illegal that should be legal?
Yeah, we'll start with that one, then we'll do the second one, because we got two.
Yeah.
So I think, let's see here. Oh, I have a running list. I think one would be jaywalking should be legal.
You think it should be legal?
Yeah, just what's the worst that could happen?
You get hit by a car.
Yeah, but that happens already. So, I mean,
that's kind of on you if you jaywalk and get hit by a car.
Yeah, but don't, I don't know if they arrest anybody for jaywalking.
Walking the jail.
Apparently, New York, they would use an excuse to, frisk you.
Yeah, stopping first. I think the other one would be, I think they should stop. It should be legal. They shouldn't do traffic stops anymore. They shouldn't pull you over if you're speeding. If they can have cameras to read my plate, they should just be able to say, okay, the speed limit of the day is 73, and our little guns will capture your plate if you're going over 73.
But how are they going to change you?
Mail tickets.
They mail you tickets.
Yeah, they do mail by plate tolls. Why can't they do this? I mean...
Yeah, but they've just prevented you from continuing that behavior, right?
Well, yeah, but I mean, usually what you do is when you drive by a cop with somebody pulling on the side of the road, you say, you poor... and then you just speed on after that.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's true.
Yeah.
You just have to be the unlucky one. You never want to be the first one in line. You want to be the third or fourth in the line that's racing. So,
Yeah.
Truth.
I don't know.
So do you have one that you want to submit officially? Walking the J or speeding ticks?
No. That's something that's illegal should be legal. Well, in Virginia here, they've legalized lots of things lately. So...
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm drawing a blank.
Okay.
What are your thoughts, Marshall? What's illegal that you wish was legal?
I'm going to say if you're of the age of 100, you have to hit your 100th birthday.
Mm-hmm.
It's now legal for you to commit grand theft auto. If you're 100 years old, I'm now legalizing grand theft auto for 100-year-olds.
So, will that encourage 100-year-olds to be behind the wheel, though?
Yes. You don't need a license either. You're committing grand theft auto. Imagine a cop pulls over a car that's stolen. He looks in the car, sees a geriatric grandma, and goes, "How can you see your ID?" Finds out they're 101 years old, and he's just like, "Carry on."
In California, they made a law, or they made it where if you're shoplifting, if it's under $900, you're not going to get in trouble.
Really?
That's crazy.
You know what's happened in California? Guess what everybody does?
A lot of shoplifting.
A lot of shoplifting. So, yeah. I don't think your law will make people go out and carjack people.
No, I mean, really, if you get carjacked by a 100-year-old, you probably deserved it.
Yeah, I mean, there's some spry 100-year-olds out there, but I think we could take them. So,
Yeah. There's not many 100-year-olds out there, so that's really the cap.
Yeah.
Why I say 100.
yeah.
You gotta be 100. 100th birthday, go steal a car.
Yeah.
What are they gonna do?
What about drinking age? Lower it to 18 again.
Yeah, you could do that. No, I'm sticking with my Grand Theft Auto. Justin, you got one?
Mine would benefit more people, yeah.
I had more thoughts on what
Yours
is
would, yeah.
legal that should be illegal. But what is illegal? Probably like something like tax evasion.
You're
know what I mean?
legalizing tax evasion?
Well, look, like
Is there an age limit for this one too?
Well, I mean,
so look,
Good
like
Lord.
Under us, Justin lives at.
Justin
There-
has now
I
made
think-
friends with Jeffrey Bezos.
I think you got to separate like the means. So people, I'm going to make a generalization here. Tax evasion might occur because someone's doing illegal activity that generates income that they're not reporting on, right?
Would you like
or-
to set a hard cap of income for this tax evasion you're allowed to do?
No, I think
Because this is going to get taken over by billionaires
I think
immediately.
We need to, I think we've got to separate the behavior of what is being done to get that revenue from evading taxes. Like they're two separate things.
Why don't we eliminate
You know what I
income
mean?
taxes altogether? Just make it a flat tax. The more you spend, the more taxes you pay. I mean, that'd be a lot easier. That was
I give it like
That's a lot of oversight.
I give it 1 week before we get an offer from someone to sponsor Justin as a candidate for president.
So I think that, I mean, there's probably so much, like, so many loopholes and things like that, that there's probably more taxes being, and I'll say softly, evaded because of loopholes than there is because of illegal activity. You know, you got to attack the illegal activity. You know what I mean?
Sure. Do we have enough info to vote on?
Sure.
Oh, Scott, what did you finalize with?
I don't know that. I can't. I think jaywalking.
Jaywalking?
Jay.
Okay.
When you cut down surplus population.
These are
you know.
good submissions.
Would you like to vote first, bud?
What are my choices?
So,
100-year-old Grand Theft
GTA.
Auto or tax evasion?
yeah.
I think the 100-year-old Grand Theft Auto. I feel like they deserve a treatment.
they deserve it,
in
don't
their
they?
life. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I'll vote for next, and I'm going to vote for jaywalking. I'm not going to give people that loophole of tax evasion. I don't think it's going to get used how I think it will be, bud.
Just for the sake of the headlines alone, I would love to see the GTA, the 100-year-old GTA, because, I mean, that's just hilarious that I'm sure that would hit the news headlines at some point in time, even though it is legal, or would be legal.
Yep.
I think that's...
it would still be illegal for everyone else. But what would you do if they stole the car their 99th birthday? Like their 90th, or they steal on the night before their 100th birthday, and they didn't get caught until the next day. Would they be prosecuted?
Yeah, you committed the crime before the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know what's
Date
going
of
to
the
happen,
crime.
right?
What if they die in the middle of it?
Well, then it's not their problem anymore, is it?
So you know what's going to happen, right, is that there's going to be someone that takes a grandparent, maybe that is of age, and they're going to bring them with them to this, you know, Grand Theft Auto event that they're going to commit. And instead of putting themselves in the driver's seat, they're going to put
Hey, good
grandma
for
or
them.
grandma in the driver's seat.
Good for them finding a loophole and
That's
having a
right.
100-year-old grandma.
There's always...
That's probably the
yeah.
most fun she's had in a while.
That's right, yeah.
All right, let's move on to let's move on to our second question, which is on the flip side.
What is legal?
What is legal that should become illegal? Scott, you got one for this one?
Politicians.
Politicians? Just blanket.
No lobbyists. Yeah, no lobbyists.
That's actually a good one.
Yeah, just no, like, you know, or, you know what? You don't get paid. They don't get paid.
No paid lobbyists.
No, and no free lunches, literally. So.
That's actually a very nice one.
So what is it? No lobbyists?
Lobbyists, no lobbyists.
No pay for
special
lobbyists.
interest, yeah.
That'd actually probably be a very
Maybe
good thing for the
political
country.
parties, too. So.
Okay.
Justin, what do you...
Oh, you want me to go?
Yeah. What should be illegal?
I feel really passionate about this one. What is legal that should be illegal is serving a bad meal.
Straight to jail,
Just
huh?
straight up. If you serve a bad meal to your family, friends, or guests, just
Straight to jail.
just put the cuffs on right away.
Believe it or
Wait
not.
a minute, you don't mean in restaurants. You mean like if you came over and I had crappy hot dogs, I should go to jail?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Don't treat your friends better.
A little extreme, I
Treat
guess.
your friends better.
You're not invited over. You're-
Make what people like to eat.
I know, right? Seems harsh. Coming from me,
Well,
that seems harsh.
what if your guest is just picky? Like, what if I have barbecue and you really hate barbecue? So thus, can you get arrested?
I
for
think
being
you'd
a
have
bad
to.
guest?
I think you'd have to prove that you used a good recipe.
Yeah, I
Like,
think
this is good
Could I let
barbecue.
the officers test it?
I think you gotta like.
There you go.
I think you gotta have the discussion ahead of
Good
time.
Lord.
Like, hey, like, you know, what do you like to eat, or what do you don't like to eat?
Do you ask
Or
that
what
before
don't you
your
like
guests
to
come over? Do you ask like your in-laws or your
Yeah.
hey, we're gonna have this. Well, we don't like that, and then you're like, oh, I'm gonna make something else.
Yeah. Sometimes I do. Yeah, I kind of get a general idea of what they like and don't like, and
I am making robocalls illegal.
okay.
All of those
That's
things
good.
about your car's extended warranty, straight to jail
No.
and for execution.
Do either of you have the Google tool where you can screen your calls? Have you ever heard me do that?
No, I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, so when they call, I can screen it, and it says, "Hi, this caller has made it where you're screening your call," and they can type back, and they can whatever they say is typed in, and I can decide whether to answer my phone or not.
Huh.
So yeah, that's nice.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. I'm sentencing these people to the death penalty, though. If you robocall me by extended warranty, straight to the chair.
So the person that clicked the button
No
to do the
civil
robocall.
penalties, just straight up criminal.
Straight to the chair.
This shit. I don't think I want you on my jury.
Who says you're getting a jury? Straight to the chair.
Of also as lawyers.
Anyway, I want you to
Not
make a
to,
note that I said straight to the chair for that one. Death
robocalls,
penalty for
chair.
robocalls.
Sure.
Hey, we got
Nails,
enough to
cuffs.
vote on? Because
So,
we're really
so
out
what's
of time.
the Scott? What's the repercussion? Repercussion? Am I saying that right?
Yeah, repercussion.
For lobbying, what's going to happen? They getting the chair. They're getting cuffs. What's going on?
They have to serve in the jury.
Chinese finger traps.
I don't know. North
Jury
Korea?
duty?
I
You
don't
just
know.
get jury duty? North Korea. Deported straight to North Korea?
Parachute them away.
I love that. You're parachuting them into North Korea.
We lobby the North Koreans.
That one wins. I'm voting for that one.
Absolutely. Just for the sake of that
I'm
alone.
voting just straight for
Same here.
parachuting people. Well, can I change mine to deploying people in North Korea? That's great.
What was the one movie? James, was it? No, it wasn't James Franco. There was a movie about North Korea.
Yeah, with
Yeah,
him and
yeah.
Seth Rogen.
Yeah,
it was
that was
James
pretty
Franco.
fun. That was pretty funny.
That's excellent.
They were there to kill
That's the
him or
best
something.
punishment. Yeah, they send them there to kill Kim Jong-un.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they do.
Yeah.
It does not cause an international
I
incident
don't
whatsoever.
remember how they killed him. Do you remember how they killed him?
They blew him up with a nuke or something.
Oh.
Oh, really? Yeah.
They just straight up missiled him.
Missile?
Yeah.
Missile.
Missile right to the face.
So it looks like Scott won that one. So Scott won the what is legal that should be illegal. Marshall won the what is illegal that should be legal. And I've just got a memory of the show. That's all I won today.
This has been really North Korea heavy episode.
Very, very.
Maybe I'll title the episode North Korea's Best Korea.
Maybe South Korea will sponsor you.
And
And on that note, we're going to end the show.
it's been good.
Scott, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Scott.
Thanks for having me.
Always a pleasure. Do you have anything you'd like to shout out?
No.
Or
That's
plug.
fair.
Social media, Facebook, Insta.
Would you like to
LinkedIn.
Would you like to shame something? Maybe anti plug? Something you hate that you want people to.
I don't know. The Department of Transportation. If you were stuck on 95 for 30 hours.
All right, yeah. Department of Transportation, screw you.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I've been your host, Marshall.
And I am your co-host, Justin.
And that's going to do it for today. Rate us 5 stars on whatever app you listen to this to. You can send in your questions to punchtheclocks with an S at gmail.com. And yeah, that's it.
That's
Toodles.
it. Toodles.